Now, the Fox 61 Weather Watch with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank.
Hi everyone, Fox 61 Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank here on the Weather Watch. We have to talk about tomorrow's showers and storms, but we're also going to be looking ahead to Hurricane Lee, which is coming into better focus for us. But first, we want to talk about Wednesday during the day right through 7 p.m. because we're likely going to see scattered showers, thunderstorms. Some could be severe, but the biggest concern is really going to be for locally heavy rain. Some towns could pick up a quick 1 or 2 inches, and there may be some heavier downpours where some communities across New England could pick up 4. And because the ground is already so wet from previous downpours that we've seen over the weekend and just yesterday, it might not take much to push things over the edge. So taking a look, that's why a flood watch is in effect all through the state of Connecticut. It starts at 11 a.m. and continues through 8 a.m. on Thursday. There's also a low risk for severe weather. The Storm Prediction Center has us in a level 1 risk right now. There is enough wind shear, though, so spin in the atmosphere, that there's also a low risk for an isolated tornado. So it's one of those situations where even though it's a low risk, we need to just monitor the radar carefully as the day progresses just in case, because there could be a brief spin up. Low temperatures tonight in the 60s to right around 70 degrees. Heading through the day tomorrow, even in the morning, we'll see some of those showers and storms begin to pop off. The windshield wipers going back and forth like crazy, and we have all of this humidity in the air. So those tropical humidity fueling tropical downpours, and we'll see that come down off and on through the day. I think things are coming to an end as we head into the early evening hours on Wednesday. There might be a lingering shower or rumble of thunder through about 10 p.m., but the worst will be over with through that point. Following that, the humidity plunges, and we are back to classic September beautiful conditions for Thursday and Friday. For Thursday, we're looking at high temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. It looks like a beautiful blue sky day. Then we have to watch Hurricane Lee, which will make its closest pass to Connecticut, which is still going to be hundreds of miles offshore during the day on Saturday. And there is actually remarkable agreement on the computer models taking the storm well to the east of New England. Winds right now of 115 miles per hour. The storm is going to gradually weaken as it turns north, coming into contact with some wind shear, winds at different direction that will tear the storm apart, and also some cooler sea surface temperatures. As the storm is weakening as it comes north, though, it will actually be expanding and the wind field will be growing larger. So for that reason, we want to remind you that the storm cone that you see here, that shows you different locations that the center of the storm could end up passing. At the same time, it doesn't reflect impact. So I think that rain and wind will be felt well from the center of the storm. But I wanted to show you our computer guidance with that strong consensus taking Lee into the Bay of Fundy, the Gulf of Maine, or straight into Nova Scotia. We're not seeing any renegade twists and turns. That doesn't mean that that can't happen as we head through the next few days. Our computer guidance can change, but taking this consensus and making it into a forecast is what we're going to do right now. It looks like any rain that we would get in Connecticut would be really minimal, if any at all, keeping the heaviest away from us. I'm forecasting more rain during the day tomorrow than I think we're going to get during the day on Saturday. Some areas may stay completely dry, but we could get some of the outer rains. You have a rain bands rather, and the best chance for that would be in eastern Connecticut. Let's talk about the wind. And this is straight from the National Hurricane Center saying that our odds of getting tropical storm force winds are less than 5% across Connecticut, but higher, about a 1 in 4 chance for P-Town, that's on the Cape, and for Nantucket as well. Here's a look at some of those gusts. And right now we're thinking that those winds could start to climb a little bit during the day on Friday. Friday's just a bit breezy, but we'll see some of those peak wind gusts during the day on Saturday or Saturday evening. Right now we're thinking anywhere between 25 to about 40 miles per hour seems most likely, with the highest wind gusts to the east. So Cape Cod, Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard, all under the gun for potentially seeing some of those higher gusts. And there'll be a sharp gradient where it's far less as you head farther west, and heading into your Sunday, those winds will diminish. We are not concerned with big coastal flooding here in Long Island Sound, or at least for Connecticut. The north shore of Long Island could still get some. And the reason why is because of the wind direction for much of this storm, which will be coming from the north that will actually be blowing water away from the shoreline of Connecticut. All right, Siri wanted to help contribute to my forecast here. So just to kind of recap what we were talking about, breezy to windy during the day on Saturday. We could see gusts range between 25 to 40 miles per hour, and we'll kind of tighten up the goalposts as we get a little bit closer. Do we need to reduce it a little bit? Do we need to raise it a little bit? We're not expecting big issues in terms of down trees and power lines because there are fully leafed trees right now. Sometimes that can be an issue when you get a gust up around 40, but we're not expecting big concerns there. The heaviest rain stays away from us. There could be some outer rain bands, mainly in eastern Connecticut, and some minor splashover might be possible in Long Island Sound, especially during high tide cycles. But for most of the time, we're looking at the water being blown away from Connecticut beaches. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Thursday and Friday, beautiful. Saturday is a breezy to windy day. Chance for a shower eastern areas, but some places may stay entirely dry. Sunday, we're looking mostly sunny with highs near 80 degrees, and we're quiet, which we deserve for the rest of the forecast period. Here's a look at your shoreline 7-day with highs in the 70s and much lower humidity after we get through Wednesday in the days that follow.